Let's play Comedy Squares, the game where comedy clubs go head-to-head to win cash for their staff members laid off during this COVID-19 shutdown.
Go with the middle act. Jim Flanagan. Oh, come on. Oh, man.
Jim Flanagan.
Oh, man.
Hey, time out. Should I switch places with him? So he's in the middle?
No, you're too good for that, Pat.
I thought that was a good joke, Pat.
I'm the one getting shit for this, really?
No.
And these two are
In Scotland and you tartle. What just happened?
in Scotland and you tartle?
Yes.
That's when you see the Loch Ness Monster and you shit yourself a little bit.
Tartle.
Saw Nessie and I tartled.
It's believable, but I'll disagree.
You disagree? No. It's when you have that panicky hesitation when you can't remember someone's name. In Scotland, it's known as tartling. So circle gets the square, circle gets the square. So we're off to a good start here for...
Hold on, it's not called hosting?
No?
I think everybody looks great with their quarantine beards.
Thank you.
That's right.
Oh, thanks. I've been
Corey, me too. I was like, I've been trying to pluck them.
I keep growing more hair on my mustache than on my edges. This shit is not working
God.
for me.
This is not for me.
White people, edges are the front of the...
Curtis, who the fuck
God.
called you?
Curtis, that was one of the questions. Stop.
Who told Curtis?
That's one of my questions.
Even this Zoom meeting is segregated.
All right, so Jim Flanagan, we got a circle in the lower right-hand corner, Jim Flanagan, and it is your turn, Dan Carlson.
Let's go to the upper left, Rosemarie.
All right, upper left, Larry Reeve, Uncle Larry.
Yeah.
Uncle Larry, before he wrote Goosebumps, R.L. Stein wrote jokes for these candy wrappers.
Candy wrapper, what do you mean, like M&M? You get it? M&M.
No, not that candy wrapper.
Red hair.
Oh, that's a street. Yeah, we got your
That's
street
right.
cred right there.
Picture my nub. Oh,
Picture me nubbing.
no, he wrote, you know what he did?
What do you do, Larry?
He wrote for Bazooka Joe.
Oh, Bazooka Joe Comics. Okay,
Yeah.
so Uncle Larry says he wrote for Bazooka Joe Comics, Dan.
I'm going to agree.
And you would be right. Before writing the entire series Goosebumps, R.L. Stein wrote jokes for Bazooka Joe gum wrappers. There you go. X gets the square. So we got Uncle Larry has an X and Jim Flanagan has a circle, and now it's Curtis's turn.
Did it feel like a real game for a second, then someone made a fart sound? Who made the fart sound?
You're on such a roll.
It wasn't the fart sound. That was real.
I tartled.
All right, I'm going to go with Alexis, Texas.
Alexis, Texas.
Hey.
All right, Alexis Elizabeth. What is the number one item ex-wives look to keep when they negotiate their divorce?
This one's a hard one because I've never been married, so we're gonna just try to see. I think if they were smart, they would cash in and get the jewelry in the house.
Okay.
And suburban moms might want some Kohl's cash, but I would want to get the fuck away from the house because I'm thinking.
Well, Toomey's not here, so.
Yeah, I guess the house.
They want to keep their house.
Don't they
Curtis,
wanna
agree
keep
or
their
house?
disagree?
Corey, I mean, wouldn't y'all want to keep the house?
Yeah, I was about to say, you should have asked me, bitch, because I'd have told you what we wanted.
Not if you live in a cul-de-sac. Not if you live in a cul-de-sac. No.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Wait a minute.
Judging from experience from my uncle, I'm going to have to agree with that.
You're going to agree that they want the house. No, the number one thing they want is their kids. They want their kids. They're engaged.
Oh, that's white. They white. You should have answered that one.
Oh,
They
that's
white.
all you should have told us.
Folks don't want the
Leave the
kids. I'm going to tell you that right now. We don't want no kids.
Fuck them
Corey, I don't
kids.
even have kids, and I would know that would be.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
could
We don't
do
want them kids.
visitation. We could Skype. We don't need them.
We don't want the pregnancy test, okay? We damn sure don't want the kids. But you for the Plan B pill. Don't give me the kids.
All right, X gets the square. Alexis Elizabeth gets an X. And now we go to Dan Carlson. Dan, where you going?
George Kirby, upper middle.
Upper middle, Corey Bell.
Yo.
Yo.
That ain't
None
you,
of-
Ben. That
none
you
of you
can't
are
hear
Corey.
either. God damn it.
Corey Bell. Corey, what was George Washington's middle name? Don't cheat and ask Larry.
George Washington.
What was George
They
Washington?
had middle names back then? It wasn't like Denzel or Jerome and no shit. Let me think.
George Denzel Washington.
Yeah,
Those were the
like
slaves.
George Denzel, like that would be a cool ass middle name. Or Devontae, like George Devontae. Because I know he was
The
black.
father of our
Something.
country.
Yeah, which George Washington you talking about? Oh, we're so segregated. I think it was Thomas.
Thomas.
What if it was Carver?
Okay, Dan. Thomas. Agree or disagree?
I'm gonna disagree.
You're going to disagree, and you would be correct. George Washington had no middle name.
See, she knew that.
You were right.
I'm right the first
man.
time. Changed her answer.
It was Denzel.
See,
All
I
right.
know it was Denzel.
Curtis, you're still in this. Where are you headed?
All right, first time I get to book Jimmy Schubert for the block.
Jimmy Schubert.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
Shooby-doo.
Hey, Jimmy,
Yeah.
what multi-talented entertainer was offered the leading role in the movie Die Hard?
Die Hard. I'm going to go with Ron Jeremy.
Very versatile.
He is multi-talented. Let's see.
Wrong
For
part.
reals, the answer for reals, I'd say 80s, the 80s. I would go Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes. All right, Curtis. What multi-talented entertainer was offered the lead role in Die Hard? And Jimmy says Wesley Snipes. Agree or disagree?
Disagree. Black people wouldn't get booked like that in the 80s.
That is correct. Frank Sinatra. Frank Sinatra was offered the lead role in Die Hard.
Yeah, Frank Sinatra almost became Walker, Texas Ranger, but he was so old by then. Called it Aluminum Walker, Texas Ranger.
Oh, no.
All right, so we got a circle for Jimmy Schubert. And now where are you headed there, Dan Carlson?
Let's go with Bruce Valanche, right middle.
Isn't this a Cats game right now?
It's a cash game. Right middle, Russ Williamson for the block. Russ Williamson for the block.
Yo, what's up?
Hey, Russ, true or false? Over 80% of vegetarians and vegans return to eating meat.
This is this like right now. This time's very bittersweet because you know a lot of my friends are out of work, but a lot of people like yoga teachers and stuff are out of work too, and they're in like 3 weeks they're gonna have to start eating their pets. So I think I think true. I'm gonna say true.
All right, Russ says true. Russ, okay, so now the question, just to repeat it, Dan, over 80% of vegetarians and vegans return to eating meat. True
You know
or
why?
false?
It's true because they're wrong.
It is true. The actual number is 84%. 84%, so X gets the square. X gets the square. So now, Curtis, we have X's on Corey Bell, Russ Williamson, Larry Reeb, and Alexis Elizabeth. We have circles for Jimmy Schubert and Jim Flanagan. Where are you headed?
Pat McGann.
Pat McGann in the center square. Pat, how are you, Pat?
I'm great, Joe. Good to be here, man. Are we just getting started?
Yeah, we're just getting started.
A commercial for Match.com.
Hey, Pat, people who come from where spend 10 hours and 42 minutes a week reading.
How do you ask people who come from where?
Location.
It keeps going.
People who come from what place
Doesn't where
spend
go to
10
the question
hours
beginning of
and 42 minutes a week reading. Big readers. People
Okay.
from this place
people from this place
are big
where they do
readers.
the reading?
Big, really big.
Big readers, big, huge.
It's not New
It's not
Jersey.
Alabama.
I'm gonna go back to Asia. We've been talking about a lot about Asia tonight in this game. I feel like, is this being televised on Fox News?
It's all connected.
Let's go with China.
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 What do you say? Final answer, Pat?
China. They make the books and then they read them.
China. 10 hours and 42 minutes a day reading in China. Agree or disagree?
Shit. I heard they're smart.
But do they spend 10 hours and 42 minutes a week reading?
I'll disagree.
Disagree. The answer is India. India, the number one reading country on earth. India.
I can believe it.
I was gonna say that.
All right, so the circle gets the square. So where are you headed, Mr. Carlson?
We're going to Charlie Weaver, lower left.
Lower left. Dr. Bill.
Ha!
Hey.
How can we
Wake up.
ourselves against the virus?
Hey, Doc. Give or take. Doc, give or take 30 minutes. How long is the average patient kept waiting in a physician's office?
Well, I make them wait till they get better. I don't want to catch nothing, especially nowadays. I don't want to touch anyone, get sick. I wait till they're gone. That's what I do. The other doctors do. But if I had to say a guess, I'd say 30 minutes is average.
30 minutes. Okay.
I'll agree.
The answer is 38 minutes, so that is correct. X gets the square. Hey, Ben.
What it is.
True or false? The original name chosen for online giant Amazon was Cadabra, and it was only changed at the last minute because one of the founders thought the logo said cadaver.
I like that name.
Cadabra.
Cadabra. Could have been cadaver. You know what? My uncle was a magician. Well, that's what he used to say. He used to just rob people, take their money, and then be like, "It's magic, bitch." That's how he used to disappear.
Did he have a whole hat and a rabbit and
No, he just steal people's shit. Just be like, "It's mine. It's magic, bitch," and just disappeared in my pocket.
Black magic.
I'm gonna go. he was white though. George Washington. I'm gonna go with
True or false? Was Cadabra the original name for Amazon?
I'm gonna go with true.
You're gonna say true? Okay.
I mean, it sounds. I mean, you gave a whole backstory. No,
that don't mean shit.
Yeah, that's true. I'll agree. True.
You agree? It is true. It was the original name was Cadabra. Curtis, choose please.
All right, let's get this started with Uncle Larry.
Uncle Larry Reeb. Uncle Larry.
Yeah, this is the worst porn site I've ever been on.
No, it's not, Larry. No, it's not.
Is that why you're trying to get off?
Larry,
I'm looking at you now, Pat. Yeah, baby.
Larry,
all right, what's the question?
Can sarcasm promote creative thinking?
Wow. That's a thoughtful and intelligent question, Joe. Get it with sarcasm, Pat. Sucks. I was kidding. No,
Where is he?
I say no.
No, okay.
Yeah, no.
Larry says sarcasm cannot promote creative thinking. Curtis, agree or disagree?
It ain't helping me at all.
Circle gets the square. According to a 2015 study, sarcasm can promote creative thinking. Dan, who do you choose?
That's a great study.
Let's go with Paul Lynn again, center square.
All right, Paul Lynn. Pat?
Hey!
How are you, Pat?
Good. I can leave after this, right?
Sure.
I'll just be an X or a O.
Pat, what famous thinker was Yoda's appearance partially modeled after? Yoda.
Famous thinker. Well, that eliminates.
She's co-host with Kathy Lee, right? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yoda, thinker. When I think of thinker, I think of Einstein. So I'll go Einstein. Probably
Einstein. Was Einstein the model for Yoda? Dan?
No.
Disagree?
Yeah, I disagree.
The answer is Einstein. He was the model for Yoda.
Oh, you were given that answer.
I walked it right to you.
Served it up on the TV.
All right, Circle gets the square, 2-0. Looking for a commanding lead here in this coverall finale. Curtis, who do you like?
I'm going to go with Jimmy Flanagan.
Let's do this.
Hey! Jim Flanagan.
James.
Jim, when Alexander Graham Bell invented the telephone in 1878, how did he suggest that a call should be answered?
On that headset you're wearing. And,
seriously,
he
how did
suggested the person say, "Hello, this is Larry Reed speaking."
Hey, I thought you were better than a middle. You're just an MC.
You're just a little boy then.
How did Alexander Graham Bell want us to answer the phone, Jim?
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Okay. Agree or disagree?
I'm going to agree.
No, he wanted us to say ahoy.
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 Put the damn phone on the ship.
X gets Jim Flanagan square.
Ahoy, motherfucker.
What's that? You can do that.
Alexander Graham Bell also died of scurvy.
All right. Thank you.
Sounds about right.
All right. And Dan, who do you like, Dan?
Who do I like? I like, let's go with Charlie Weaver, lower right hand.
You're going to do that bit the whole time, huh?
Lower left? Lower left?
That was a Harrier
Bill
joke,
got
Jim.
that.
Jim Flanagan's lower right. Lower left?
Lower right. I want to get him twice, damn it. I want 2 X's.
Wants to stack them on top of each other.
That's if you don't mind.
Double X? No.
All right, let's go with Jimmy Schubert, top right.
Jimmy Schubert, top right. Jimmy Schubert. Jimmy.
Yes, sir.
Who had a special lipstick made for them consisting of a crushed mixture of ants and deep red carmine beetles?
That's definitely Christian Tooney.
Hey, could you step on my line again? That would be great.
Who had a special lipstick made for them consisting of a crushed mixture of ants and deep red carmine beetles?
J. Edgar Hoover. Funnier if someone steps on the line, though. I'm going to say the sexiest woman of her day. I'm going to say Marilyn Monroe.
Marilyn Monroe. Agree or disagree?
You know what? I love that answer. I'm going to agree.
And you'll be wrong.
Boom.
It is Cleopatra. Cleopatra.
That makes more sense, to be honest with you.
Yeah, crushed beetles. Yeah.
Ew.
Okay. 3 circles, one X. Where you headed, Curtis?
Let's go with Anderson Cooper for the lower left. Dr. Bill Miller.
Dr. Bill Miller. Dr. Bill.
How are you?
I'm good, Dr. Bill. Within 10,000, how many times does your heart beat per day?
How does he get these questions, by the way?
Wait a minute. All depends on what website I'm watching. and am I alone at the time or not? God, I'm doing the math in my head quick.
How many heartbeats a day?
I gotta say, I guess 100,000.
100,000. Within 10,000. He says 100,000 heartbeats a day.
No, 100,000.
100,000. Correct. Curtis, do you agree or disagree?
You're a doctor, correct?
Yeah.
I will agree.
Dr. Bill nailed it. Your heart beats 100,000 times per day.
He
Pumping
nailed
almost
it on the
2,000 gallons of
nose.
blood.
He got the exact number. That's what blows my mind.
Well, I'm glad he got it right. He's a fucking doctor.
He's an anesthesiologist, is what he told us before this started.
What did you
At least
call
he's not a podiatrist.
Yes, we count heartbeats every damn day.
I lose a few every now and then, though, right?
All right. Dan, you got to go for a shutout now in order to get the win. So, who do you like?
All right, let me go with Russ Williamson.
Russ Williamson.
Sherwood Kirby.
I like Bruce Valanche.
Bruce Valanche. I'm sorry, Russ. I'm sorry.
Hey, Russ. When a man allegedly found a dead mouse in his can of Mountain Dew, what was Pepsi Cola's legal defense?
I'm getting like country music, Mountain Dew. I think the next question should be about opiates in West Virginia or something. Jesus. I'm going to say that that there's no way any animal would survive being in Mountain Dew.
No animal would survive Mountain Dew. Agree or disagree?
Was it found alive?
No, he said dead mouse.
When a man allegedly found a dead mouse
That's the
in a
giveaway.
Mountain Dew, what was Pepsi's legal defense?
I'm going to disagree. I'm going to disagree with Bruce Valanche right now. I can't even know.
I'm sorry to tell you, Dan. Pepsi had an expert claim in an affidavit that the drink is so acidic that it would have dissolved the mouse completely.
That's horseshit.
After only 30 days.
Because I seen Breaking Bad, and they didn't use Mountain Dew.
Circle gets the square. Curtis, choose, please.
All right.
It's over. What are you talking about?
Play it out.
Yeah, why not? How much time we got on this Zoom? I thought it was 45 minutes.
What's an all-nighter?
All right, let's go with Corey Bell.
Corey Bell.
All right.
Corey.
Yo.
What are baby porcupines called?
You sticky son of a bitch. Oh, that's right. Baby porcupines. Yeah, that's a sharp one. Let me see if I can get right to the point. In case y'all don't see what I'm trying to do here.
Not during childbirth. What are they called in general?
Oh, yeah, because during childbirth, they can be called a number of things. I've never heard of, I think they're called porcupines. I don't know if it's a small, if it's like a little baby word for them. Like, say,
Curtis,
look at them little porcupines.
Porcupine's a porcupine. Curtis, agree or disagree?
Disagree.
They are known as porcupets. What the fuck? Good job, Curtis, because I went to Chicago public school, so don't ever trust my answer.
Porcupets. Dan, two left.
By other people or just by you, Joe? Is that what you call them? Porcupines?
Right.
Yeah, I got a house full.
We always call them porcupines in my house, so that's what they're called.
They're cul-de-sacs.
You're looking for sourcing.
Right.
That wants sourcing. Footnotes. Curtis, where you headed? Dan, where you headed?
I think I'm headed to a loss in this game, to be honest with you. I looked at the grid, and there's no way I can overcome this. I think I need to put the white flag up and go for another game. Let's prolong this agony for Pat, who I know wants to get back to his kids.
All right, so we're going to surrender that game. So we'll play one last game.
The rules have changed like 11 times.
Actually, now what is it? Is it 2 games to 2? Is that what it is?
It's tied now.
Yeah,
tied at 2-2.
This is good.
See?
Tiebreaker.
That's why we did it this way.
Tiebreaker. All right, Dan. Who do you like? Who do you choose, Dan?
Let's go with Paul Lynn in the center square.
Paul Lynn.
Flip a coin to see who wins. It'll be like full circle.
Hey, Pat.
Hey, Joe. How are you?
Right.
Big fan, Pat. After being thrown in prison for his radical but correct discoveries, it is fitting that today this part of Galileo's body is on display in Florence, Italy.
Oh boy. Galileo?
Galileo. What part of his body is on display?
I would say. Was he in trouble? He got in trouble for saying things against.
Yeah, the church didn't agree with.
His tongue's on display.
His tongue is on display.
Catholics put it out there.
There you go. Dan, what do you say? Tongue?
The priest would borrow it at night.
Is it encased in glass or something? Do people view it?
This part of Galileo's body is on display.
Where? Vatican?
In Florence, Italy, today for the public to see. It's on display, yes.
Well, you can't go today due to the pandemic. So
That's
don't get
true.
It's still on display.
You know what? I'm going to agree. I'm going to agree with Pat.
You're going to agree with Pat. No, his middle finger. His middle finger is on display in the Museo Galileo in Florence, Italy. Circle gets the square.
All right, explain how that makes sense, Joe.
There's gravity.
His Jim Flanagan finger?
Didn't he have an apple shot off his head? How does that?
That was Jimmy Schubert started this shit. You know I love you.
These are Jim Flanagan's fingers, Pat. They're right there for you.
All right. Curtis,
Who's
what do you
your
like?
research team on this, Joe? Who's your research?
I'm gonna go with
another one wants sourcing.
I'll go with Alexis.
Alexis Elizabeth. Alexis.
How we doing?
We're doing good. A 2013 study suggests that chewing what can boost your concentration?
Okay. If you ask the people in Southern Illinois, I think it would be adult rock candy. I think they would do meth. But I know now who you talking to, who your audience is. So let's go with chewing tobacco.
A 2013 study suggests that chewing tobacco would boost your concentration. Curtis, agree or disagree?
Disagree.
Disagree. It's gum. Gum. Circle gets the square. Gum can increase your concentration.
You're a smart man, Curtis. You're a smart man.
Dan, who do you like?
Thank you.
Top middle.
Top middle, Corey Bell.
All right. Well, let's do it.
Corey, what was the original title of the movie Scream?
Yale. They was lazy as hell. And they was like, oh, they call it Yale. Because Howard would get mad. Or it could have been called I'm a shit on myself. I don't know. Maybe it was called The Scream.
The Scream.
The Scream,
Okay.
but they changed it because they had that famous
Scream.
painting. The Scream.
Oh, right.
and
The
they just
Scream, and
changed
then
it
they
to-
change it because of the famous painting.
Yeah, so it's just Scream.
Okay. Makes sense. Agree or disagree?
That's like the Facebook, right? So I would say I'm gonna agree. Hey, why not?
No, it was called Scary Movie.
Boom.
I
Scary
told you I
movie.
went to public school. Don't fucking listen. Don't fucking listen. You don't listen.
It's
1, 2, 3 in a row. So that means our champion, 3 games to 2, representing the Laugh Factory.
Wow.
Everyone, please put your hands together for Mr. Curtis Shaw Flagg. If you can, please give us a few bucks and help out those who we're trying to help here. The staffs from the comedy clubs in the Chicago area, all of whom are laid off due to the shutdown we're going through regarding COVID-19. Once again, go to Venmo, help us out, Comedy Squares, all one word, send us a couple bucks, and we'll see you on stage real soon.